As a salesperson, what kind of schedule do you have, and does it matter? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about your sales schedule. And I gotta let you know, this question comes up multiple different ways, multiple different versions. How many hours should a salesperson work? What kind of hours do salespeople work? And I'm gonna tell you, it really depends upon where you're at, how long you've been in sales, and how much money you wanna make. I've got friends that work 4 days a week and pull down 400 grand a year. They don't want to work 5 days a week. They'd probably make $500,000 a year. They just don't want to do it, right? But in order for them to make that income, they start at 6 o'clock in the morning and they go till like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. They just decide, like, I don't want to have a set schedule every single day of the week. I just don't want to do it. This is all that I want to work, and I'm cool with making 400 grand a year, okay? There's also industries where you have to clock in at 9 and then you're done at 5 and people walk in and walk out. But you got to remember that as a salesperson, you are ultimately the person that's in control of your own destiny and in control of your own schedule. And when I was doing full-time in-home sales, I would work from roughly 6 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, 6 days a week. And in between that time, I didn't have calls 100% of that. I would read, I would study. I got my master's degree doing that, right? I read multiple books in between appointments. I knocked on doors. I did follow-up phone calls. So I'm going to let you know, a salesperson job is hardly ever done. When I was doing in-home sales, my phone would ring in the morning from 6 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and those were the answers that I answered, the times that I answered it. And it was detrimental to some of the relationships that I was in because I dated people who were in sales, and they didn't understand. They liked the income, they liked traveling with me, they liked hanging out with me, but what they didn't like was me answering my phone because they're like, shouldn't this be like a 9-to-5 job? I'm like, no. Sales, for the most part, is not a 9-to-5 job. So if you look at it and you're like, you know, I want a whole lot of work-life balance and I want a 9-to-5 job, I'm going to tell you, sales, for the most part, may not be the right job for you if you're worried about how many hours you're going to work. If you're caught up in like, this is my first year and I want to be in sales, but I only want to work 40 hours a week. Great, you've just cut your income down. If that's what you're cool with, no problem. That's what you're cool with. But if you're like, hey, I want to make the maximum amount of money in the minimum amount of time to impact the most amount of my life, you're going to have to put in some hours. You're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to like look around. But you know, I'm also going to remind you, there's a point where you get tired, where you get worn out, and you're not good out in the field of sales if you're exhausted. Okay? So there is some schedule that you do have to work with. But if you're just like, I want to go home and slam a couple of brews or watch some reruns on TV because I've got nothing better to do, it could be. Could be, I'm not saying it is. Sales may not be the right job for you. So there you go. Is it a 9-to-5 job? Some industries it is. Is it in a lot of other industries? No. You got to put in the work and effort. So there you go. Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that would be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last off, you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.